the Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast. Let's go. Rikishi Fatu, all y'all ready? We the ones. Keep it locked on the Rikishi Fatu podcast. Off the Top. We gonna talk about everything wrestling, everything hip hop. Keep it locked. It's time to smarten up. We are back on it. What's happening with you, man?
Man, it is good to be back, Manuia. Good to see you.
You too.
You got a busy week. You got a lot of stuff going on right now.
Yeah, man. It's we're getting ready for Mania, man. You know?
Yes, sir.
We're like 3-something weeks away, and just got back from Modesto, California.
Modesto, 209.
Yeah, up in the CVC card show. Success, you know. A lot of people showed up, and I did an autograph signing for about 4 hours up there. And I was pissed off, man. One of my fans that were there, you know, these card shows, they're you know, the fans there, they're real serious about their cards. And this one kid came up to me, man. I was just getting ready, you know, to leave about another hour. But the kid, you know, came up and found out that, you know, he put his case down. And the case is like these black cases, suitcases that, you know, real card dealers, they put these expensive cards in there. But this kid, I think this kid was 12 or, you know, 13, like my grandson or something, you know what I mean? But he just had that face, like, you know, he was so upset. Couldn't believe that somebody, he said he just put it down and turned his back for not even long and turned around and boom, it got stolen. So I did a deal up, you know, I was so pissed off, man. I was looking around, I kind of just messed my day up. I was looking, I went into CSI mode, Detective Kishi.
I saw.
You know, I was looking up there to see if cameras was around, and you know, I even told the promoter, "Listen, man, I'll give up $200. You know, announce that. You know, somebody bring back, you know, this kid's, you know, his stolen item. You know, until I'll give you whatever you got. You know, whatever was on my merch table, I'll be happy to sign something for them." But that never came. You know, came 4 o'clock, I was out. But the promoter that runs the CVC show, I asked him, "Hey man, is there anything you can do for this kid? I mean, you know, obviously it's a card show. You got, you know, you hook him up with some cards, or so, you know, supposedly that him and his staff had took care of the kid, man."
Okay, good.
I went off on, you know, I went. The only thing that came to my mind was to try to help this kid, was to bring awareness to it. And so I went on my Instagram, posted up a video there, you know, pushed it towards Twitter and all, you know, my social media. And we got good traffic, but just a lot of people was asking, did the kid ever find it? You know, and you know, I said, you know, but yeah, long story, what an asshole.
Well, hopefully he got some killer Kishi swag and stuff, because, you know, that sucks. That sucks that he got that stolen at a convention of all places. Like, you'd figure everyone's like there to be happy and spend money, but no, you got people thieving. And
that's a mother. I would love to just stink face with the dirty thong.
Yes.
Just let them just suffocate. This is what it feels like, you know?
Yeah.
That's what happened. This is what we do to thieves.
Yes, sir. That's
man.
Hard, cold vengeance right there. And you tried.
Yeah, dude. But, I mean, a grown adult, or had to be either adult or whoever took it. But they must have been casing this kid, you know what I mean, for him just to put it down and turn around for a second and turn right back and it was gone. Yeah, so anyhow.
Well, that sucks.
I know it.
Well, I hope that kid out there.
Sorry, kiddo. Sorry.
Yes, in Modesto, I hope everything works out for you. I'm sure the promoters, I'm hoping they took care of you. And I believe we got some callers, Kish. You were really hot on the last episode. These calls were pouring in, and I believe we got some pouring in right now.
You know, my experience with opening up the lines, it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing as well, because you never know what these fans are going to ask you. And, you know, I mean, we live here, we recording all this stuff here.
Let me ask you, so far, since we've taken some of these calls, what are some of the good things that have happened, like the fun things that have happened so far? That
Well, just being engaged with the fans. You know what I mean? No pressure, but just to be able to sit there and wondering, like, what kind of questions are they going to ask you? You know, that's the fun part, being able to, kind of just sit down and, have a conversation with them. So it made me feel good, like, I'm making them happy by being able to talk to one of their favorite wrestlers in the industry, and just to be able to just to chop it up. And I might have, I might. The funny thing was, some questions that they asked me, as long as I've been in this industry, I tend to get choked up, like, trying to really sit back and kind of adapt what was just asked of me, and the best answer that I can give them, And so, yeah, I had a blast. I listened to it, last week. I did like 40 minutes, just open the line up.
Yep.
And of course, we had a kid from overseas in UK, 1 a.m, Joey.
Yep.
And they're still up. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and they were calling, took time to call and just ask me, questions and so forth. Questions that they probably would never been able to ask me if we didn't open up the lines.
Right.
So I just think, for off the top, I think it's cool that we kind of just, really spotlight a lot of the fans that call through. And I kind of like, opening up the lines now.
Absolutely. What are some moments that have kind of made you scratch your head to be like, huh? What? Who's this on the other line?
Well,
there has to be a few.
There's a lot of times some of those that call through, it's like, they're curious of stuff. But sometimes they just kind of ask too much personal. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
I'm too smart to answer
Yep.
stuff like that. So, but a lot of times have to be, it's wrestling, or has to do with, what I think about the boys, or what do I see, who and who, you know what I mean? Get my certain opinion of what I think about, this wrestler or WrestleMania. And so I try to open up the doors and, ask, answer them, with my honest opinion about it, So a lot of times the funny things are, back in the old Attitude Era, who was the guy that ribbed a lot, who was some of the funny jokes that happened to you on the road. So, I mean, keep in mind, this Attitude Era, a lot of times we can't tell you what happened in Attitude Era.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because that was just rated R to the core, and just a bunch of wrestlers out there just doing the do and, surviving while we on the road. So, yeah, but that's, at the end of the day, it's really just engaging and giving the fans that open line where they can actually talk to me.
And I think that's awesome because you're pretty, you interact with your fans a lot. Hey, look who's here.
Oh, man, Manuel.
Whoa.
The Drink Master.
Drink Master.
All right, what we got here, Goose? What do we got? Caffeine? These are one of my favorite.
Yes, this is like one of the OG drinks right here.
So what it's in? I got, what is this?
Drink down.
The Malibu?
This one has Malibu rum.
Malibu rum.
Some citrus.
Citrus.
Some sugar.
Sugar.
Ooh.
And a little bit of that.
Some lime. I see some lime
And
in
a little
there.
bit of love.
All
right.
A little bit of love. Okay, Manuel. Let's see how.
Manuel, sir. Ooh, damn. I missed that. Ooh.
Oh, you done put your foot in your mouth. This one.
Ooh, that.
You done put your foot in this
on
one.
my taste buds.
All right. So, okay, so we got the lines open.
All right. Lines
You know
are
what I mean?
open.
Let's see who we got in the room.
We got Rose. Where's Rose at?
Rose. Rose, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Rikishi?
Okay. Where you from, and what city you from?
I'm from Hemet, California. I used to live in Chino.
Okay, well, big shout out to Chino. Big shout out to, what is it, Hemet?
Heme.
Where's Heme?
Yeah, Hemet.
That's out here,
And,
I believe, somewhere.
Yeah. And Rikishi, I don't know if you remember, but do you remember going to Long Beach Comic-Con?
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been there several times.
Okay. Do you remember when you met my Uncle Robert and me when we came to your booth for give me the autograph?
No, I don't. I've been there so many times. I meet a lot of people. I normally, do that sometimes. Those are the fans that come up and just don't have the funds to be able to purchase the autograph. So sometimes I'll, just find it within my
Yeah.
heart to donate and, put a smile on somebody's face. Or you, that person?
Wait. Yeah, that was me and my uncle.
Oh,
You were gonna invite my uncle to a party in Australia or somewhere.
okay. That must have been a couple years ago. We haven't
Yeah.
been to Australia in a minute now. Okay.
All right, Rose, thank you so much for calling in on the Off the Top podcast. We got Jaquan. Hey, Jaquan,
Yo.
you're on live with Kishi. State where you're from and your question, please.
All right. I'm from Patterson, Louisiana.
Shout out to Louisiana. What it do?
Hi- First off, respect to Mr. Rikishi. I'm a big fan.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. My question is are they ever gonna give Big Jim the push that he deserves?
Well, depends what type of push you talking about. Push out the door or push in the
No,
ring?
he needs a
Yeah,
championship.
let's be specific what you talking about, brother.
He overdue. I want him with that world heavyweight
Put
championship.
that gumbo aside.
Look,
Just talk to me for a minute.
Matter of fact, nah, I
Okay.
want him with the undisputed championship while Jay got the world heavyweight championship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need.
Well, hey, I'm sure that, Big Jim got a lot of fans out there, brother. But, as right now, we just seen Big Jim basically got his ass handed to him by Gunther.
Bloody.
And I'm
I know
kind of
it-
upset about
It
this,
made me
man.
cry.
I'm
It
kind of
made me
upset
cry.
at that. Hell, if I was there, I would have probably bust Gunther's head over with a crawfish. You dig? I mean, that was just
Yes, sir.
unnecessary. I mean, let Jay fight his own battle, is what I'm saying. Big Jim don't have to come save his brother.
But you know how you raised them.
Yeah, but
one get in there, they all got to.
I raised some tough men. I raised some smart men, college-educated men. So I'm sure Jay gonna figure this out, man. We 3 weeks away from Mania. Now I got another son laid up, busted wide open. Just trying to,
That's about to drive him order.
involved in the business that I feel his brother could have handled. You dig?
Yes, sir.
But anyhow, you know what I mean? That's my answer. But hey, I think Big Jim got a good future ahead of him. They done dominated the tag team, scenery for a minute. Now both boys are venturing off as a single competitor. So I think in due time, Jim gonna find himself out there. And when he does, we all gonna know what time it is for Big Jim. All right.
Okay. My other question was, is there any way you will get back in the ring?
Hell to the motherfucking no. Yeah, I think damn mind. If you think I'm gonna put down my crawfish, I'm gonna put down my damn crawfish. I'm gonna put down my fried fish sandwich to be able to get back in shape to come on back in the square circle. Nah. They couldn't pay me enough money to come back, brother. I'm all right, and I'm doing fine. All right, but when you damn sure the world gonna know when Kishi does come back, because all you gonna see is just a lot of memes out there with the stink face. You gonna know when the big bad booty man come back. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother.
Before I go, can I hit the G right quick?
Give me a yee.
Right on,
All right.
Y'all have a
Jaquan.
blessed night.
You
Yes,
too,
sir.
Jaquan.
Big shout out to Louisiana, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
he just probably just really
So,
love me.
of course,
He's like a big fan of Big Jim.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people are.
But he talking about U.S. titles.
He said the world title. He said
Oh,
the
he said the
world
world
title. He said
title?
he wants to see the big belt on Big Jim.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, boy.
We're right on, man. Jaquan, Louisiana in his house. We got Rob up next.
Jaquan. Tipsy.
Yo, Rob, please state where you're from and your question for Big Kish.
Hey, Kish, what's up? Now, I'm from a small island off the east coast of Canada, which is in Nova Scotia. The island's name
Nova
is Cape
Scotia.
Breton. and I'm in a small town in Cape Breton called Glace Bay. Now,
All right.
many years ago, and I mean early 90s, I seen you, Samu, and Afa in Sydney, Nova Scotia in Center 200. This was around the time when Ted DiBiase and IRS were tag team champions.
Right.
I was literally like 5 feet away from you when you come out the entrance.
Wow.
And my question to you, sir, is in regards to the undisputed heavyweight championship that Cody Rhodes and John Cena are going to have at WrestleMania, do you think that knowing John Cena, do you think John Cena may have a swerve or a surprise for The Rock?
Yeah, I wouldn't trust John Cena right now. I don't think anybody trusts John Cena. Do you?
I don't trust John Cena right now.
Okay, well,
but
there you have it.
Watching his body language
Yeah.
and knowing John Cena for over the years, I mean, he's too loved by the fans. And for him to do a heel turn and go at The Rock, now you remember, and I'm not trying to drop any spoilers, but wouldn't it be nice? I know they're saying that it would be nice to see.
I bet you won't drop no spoilers.
Nope.
I mean,
not
by
on
all
this show.
means, I bet you won't drop no spoilers here on the Rikishi Fatu Off the Top podcast.
No, sir. I got much love and much respect for your family.
Oh, okay. All right.
To me, it seems like John Cena has an alternative motive towards The Rock. I think he may be trying to surprise The Rock, where it's his retirement tour. He might want to have one more match with The Rock.
No, I don't think John Cena's he's that stupid.
Mhm.
Do you really think John Cena would double cross the final boss? The same guy that's writing John Cena's paycheck?
No, I can't see it.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't think that wouldn't be in the best interest of the pocketbook, the bag for John Cena. Okay?
No.
Yeah, but let's hope. Let's see. There's a lot of things can happen. We're about 3 weeks away and some change. You know, a lot of
That's
things
true.
can happen. You know what I mean? John Cena can probably show up with a new toupee on, or you know what I mean? Rock might show up with, some long Jason Momoa hair or something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
This is sports entertainment, my man. Anything can show
He
up.
might
You know?
he might show up with some fruity pebbles.
Yeah, who knows? Well, there you go.
Much
All right.
much love to your boy Jay, to Jimmy, to Solo. And my prediction right now
Yeah.
is after seeing what happened
Okay.
today on Raw,
Yeah. Okay. Right.
it's much love to Jay, and he's going to walk out as World Heavyweight Champion.
All
No
right.
doubt about it, in my mind.
All right, let's drop some bombs on that caller right there. That's what I'm talking about. Big shout out there.
That's right. A lot happened tonight, Big Kish, while we've been recording.
God damn,
over
I was
in-
falling asleep, man. Homeboy was like talking like he was on some type of gummies or something. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all got to speed up when when you call in. Speed up a little bit. Speed up.
A part of it too. I think they're excited to talk to you, Sir Tribal Cheeks. Big Kish, I want to talk to you about what's going on right now tonight.
Good punch.
Yes, sir.
Tribal Cheeks.
Yes, sir. I mean,
Yo, somebody send me a Tribal Cheeks T-shirt. You got the address here.
oh,
on
you
the
haven't heard
podcast.
that? You haven't heard?
Send me a Tribal Cheeks T-shirt.
You haven't heard that, Drink Master? This is Sir Tribal Cheeks right here.
Well, give me a yeet for that Tribal Cheeks.
So,
That's what it is.
Big Kish, a lot happened tonight in London, and one of the things the world is on fire about right now is the promo between John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I'm going to speed this up.
Okay.
This is coming from John Cena. He cooked Cody Rhodes. I'm not going. Oh, here he goes. I'm not going to cook you. I'm going to bury you. They've been saying for years John Cena buries talent. I don't bury talent. I bury mediocrity.
Ooh.
If I can even say that word right. I am talent. You rely on lazy gimmicks like them singing your name to get by. Take away your thing, you're nothing. A paint by numbers, sociopathic, nepo baby. Damn.
That's Cena.
That's Cena to Cody Rhodes.
Sound like somebody hot.
Here's Cody Rhodes' response, and it's good. Are you here, John, because can you say the same? Or was it one guy in the office who chose you who's not here anymore and we don't talk about? You've got more...
Vince McMahon.
You've got more in that promo than your shorts. You're still my hero, but you're also a piece of shit. Cody Rhodes to John Cena. And John Cena even made fun.
It sound like they're cutting like attitude era promo.
Listen, because she also went after the tattoo. He went after
What did he
John
say
Cena
about
went
the
there.
tattoo?
He cooked him. He basically, in no other terms, Big Kish, he called Cody a mark for himself.
For putting his gimmick on his neck.
That's exactly what he said, for putting the gimmick on his neck.
Well, that's what it is.
Yes,
Gimmick
that's exactly what he said.
The gimmick of his gimmick on his neck.
He says, you belong out there with the fans with your tattoo.
Would you put your gimmick on your neck?
Not on the neck. No. I would not put TMD on my neck. That's going a little too far.
Let me tell you, I'm just gonna go put my gimmick on my neck. Wow.
So
I mean, if I'm gonna put a gimmick on me of my gimmick, it damn sure wouldn't be where anybody can see it.
Yeah, it's on the neck. It's
like right on the neck.
The whole world can see that.
I wonder what Cody was thinking about when he just you imagine, okay, what tattoo are we going to get? This is a spot where everybody can see. A necktie or a shirt or a blazer cannot hide that right there.
No.
So you can imagine what type of conversation, like, or the thought.
Yeah.
In case nobody recognizes me, I'll just go get my... I'll go get my gimmick on my neck. Oh, shit.
It's a cool tattoo, though. It's a cool tattoo.
Number love, Cody.
Right.
I want to know, Cody, I want to know why you thought to put your gimmick on your neck. So I can probably, if it makes sense to me, I'll probably put my gimmick on my gimmick. Let's just all go put our gimmicks on our necks. Whatever your gimmick is, let's just put it on our necks.
Oh, so safe to say, man, he bodied Cody Rhodes with that.
Well, you can't mess with, John Cena, man. As one thing that you got to rate him up as one of the best promo guys, in the business. You got to rate John up with Stone Cold, you know what I mean? Rate him up there with The Rock, just certain people, Paul Heyman, you know what I mean?
John Cena is the only man who to this day stumbled The Rock in a promo when they were going through their build up to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because The Rock at the time was writing his lines on his hand.
Right.
And John Cena called him out for that. And that was like legit. Everybody knows the story.
I bet you like that, did you?
Bro, I was flabbergasted.
It's
I was befuddled.
It's okay, you like it, right?
I did. I loved it. I was like, because you never saw The Rock stumble.
Rock would never be slipping like that he must have had a long-ass promo to write it down on. Where'd you see it? On his wrist?
Yeah,
where was it at?
It was on his hands. It was like little, little cliff notes, little footnotes
on his hands.
Yes, sir. And you could see it clearly. And John Cena called him out.
Come on, Final Boss.
That was the only time you ever saw the Final Boss stumble in a promo. So I give credit.
Final Boss, he never stumbles, man.
That was the one time.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We could pull that up somehow, but I'm telling you right now, that happened. And John Cena.
You're not just making up stories that.
No.
You're talking about the Final Boss now.
Yes, sir. Dwayne Johnson. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The Rock.
The Rock.
The People's Champ.
That's right.
Okay.
The Brahma Bull.
We got the one that just sells out in Hollywood.
That's him.
The biggest draw box office in Hollywood.
Yep.
You're talking about Dwayne Johnson.
Yes, sir.
The Rock. Dewey Johnson. I just want to make sure you're talking about the right guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Stumbled one time, but to that, John Cena is that damn good. You're right about that.
Hey, boy, shit.
So to verbally...
Boy, he'll eat you up alive if you're going toe-to-toe with him on the mic. You know what I mean? So...
All right.
Damn, David, you don't have to cut him off while we're sitting there talking.
We actually...
David, like, he just like, like we...
He irate me.
One of those big production... like we're on a time limit.
Well,
we ain't in the gorilla position.
Big Kish, this is a special caller, so I can see why he iraked me in the middle of my sentence. Reno, you don't need to state where you're from. How you doing, sir?
Okay.
Yeah. Finally, you know how long I've been waiting to get on this show. I have to call in to get on this show.
Well,
and the minute
all you had to do was just walk.
The minute I listened to this show, they're talking about the Final Boss.
Well, you're just ribbing yourself because all you had to do was walk freaking upstairs. The office where we promote the show and shoot the show, it's right above your office.
Uh-oh.
But I'm actually calling for an announcement.
You sound good. I mean, you really sound good on mic. on microphone.
Oh, thank you. I can hardly
know?
hear you guys, so I don't even know what's going on with
You
my
just
phone.
had-
But
he just
this
has
is what I
that-
had in mind.
he just
Everybody
had the-
knows that Knox Pro is going to Las Vegas, downtown Las Vegas, the event center, sister company of Circa. But this is the deal. Me and Keisha were just talking about that there was this VIP area on top outside that can overlook the ring and overlook the stage where they're going to have pyros and fireworks. So, guess what we thought of? Well, we figure on that VIP section, it's going to be called the Rikishi Hall of Fame Bash.
Spoiler alert!
We're going to provide. We got a liquor
Drop
sponsor.
bombs
We
on
got
it.
food.
You
You
have
can come
just
over there and
now-
invite your friends and just chill, bro.
Oh my goodness! I feel
What
so
you think
special.
about that, Case?
I just feel so special now. That
That's
is
right.
a spoiler alert from the CEO of Knox Pro Entertainment and Academy. Oh my
That's it.
goodness! So what?
First time ever.
So listen, there's all these parties happening up there, Joey. Right? And so I was talking to Reno today. I said, man, you know, we got to get turned up over there. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? Everybody doing WWE, they doing their after parties. They got the boys at another place. They got other guys, you know, Rey Mysterio at a different party. But I can tell you now, just by looking at, you know, the venue that Knox Pro Entertainment's at, dude, we gonna be the party. We got Maus out there. We're gonna be playing music. You know, that's a hot deal now.
Right, I see Mark
It's
Henry
when
doing it,
fans
yeah.
come over there, right?
Yeah.
Mark Henry's doing it.
Yeah.
And now you
It's
get
called Hit My Music now.
then you can play wrestlers' music, and the whole arena fan base is in there singing along with the wrestlers' music. And so I just found out we got our Kavika, Gang Grill, the Vampire Warrior, the legend himself, is actually being a part of that late night concert with DJ. Was it DJ
Dirty E, DJ Dirty E, called Hit My Music. You know how the boys be turning around, hit my music. And sometimes you get hot, Junior, when you do that in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. But what I'm
But
saying
anyway,
though, listen, we've never
Hit
done
My Music, like Kishi said, you know, the Brood music is one of the hottest wrestling entrances ever, but he's going to make an appearance when they hit that music. He's going to come on the stage. I imagine he's going to spit his blood. It's going to be amazing.
So as we were talking, this would be a great thing because WrestleCon, they're only from Thursday to Sunday, but they're running during, like, Thursday is the evening from 4 to 8. Then you have during the daytime on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's from the mornings from 9 to 1. But here's the difference, because after that, nothing really happening for WrestleCon. But check this one. I was just notified and told that Knox Pro Entertainment, they're having like an all-day event.
Wow.
So I was saying, man, what a beautiful place now, or an opportunity for a lot of the boys that are done at WrestleCon, if they want to be able to have another, because everybody's looking, everybody's searching to get that, you know, they're trying to put some extra money in their pocket, but they need to go to an event, get booked at an event to where the crowd is going to be there. And so, you know, we just talked today, man, this would be a great opportunity for a lot of the wrestlers that come in, because hotels is not expensive. I mean, it's expensive, right?
Right.
Tables that they rent, each wrestler, like it costs, I go in on myself when I come to WrestleCon. And I was just telling my cousin here, like, it cost me $600. That's not counting my hotel in the WrestleCon, because for me, it's convenient just to work downstairs, sign autographs for 4 hours, and then go back up to the room. So you put all that together, a lot of these wrestlers are coming in on their own dime, right? Because this is like the Super Bowl of them making the bag. But what better if I know that there's another event happening, such as, you know, Knox Pro or, you know, what they're doing, but it's an all day, it can cover that dead hour that I don't have nothing for. That can be a good opportunity for a lot of the talent, you know?
Absolutely. And you know, for the fans, this is a treat, because anytime Knox Pro comes to town, you don't know who is going to show up.
You never do.
You just announced right now, we got the Vampire Warrior Gang Grill going to be there. The Brood music might hit. Blood might be spit out. I mean, no doubt about it. This is going to be the place to be. Where's it at again, Reno?
It's going to be at the downtown Las Vegas Event Center. And here's another thing that I wanted to point out. Not only just the boys will benefit, or the wrestlers that have nowhere else to go after WrestleCon, that they can come over here and chill with us, because there's going to be an open bar, food trucks. We got a lot of things going on. But the most important thing, too, that families should know, that this is probably the only event that can allow kids at night. Oh, wow. Normally, when you go to Vegas, you're trying to like figure out a casino. Where are you gonna put our kids? Where can they go? There's probably a bowling alley.
That's awesome.
You're gonna this event, all our events at night, all our events during the day. You could bring your kids. So if you're bringing your kid to WrestleMania, you decide if you want to go hang out with the boys or you want to go take your kid somewhere where you can share time with them. Our show at night, we're gonna have pyros. Man, go check it out. We're going to have all kinds of stuff. As a matter of fact, that Kishi's Hall of Fame bash, I think he's probably going to do his little twerk. He always do that twerk competition.
Yeah, well, thank you. I thought you forgot about my request there.
I
didn't see on the list there of that badass commercial video that was put out by Knox Pro Entertainment, but I didn't see my scheduling in there someplace, you know what I mean? So I'm requesting that I would like to. I think, Joey, we need to do our Rikishi Off the Top podcast somewhere in there.
Yes, sir.
During the daytime for the fans.
Absolutely.
We can fit that in there, and then definitely, Big Kish, man. I'm that guy. I'm that after party. Anytime like after midnight or after 11, you better put them covers on them babies' ears, because God forbid I get a hold of Cardi B. Get a hold of Megan Stallion, what's Sexy Red, all you're going to see is just twerking up there. You know what I mean? Right. And then the winner, I'm thinking. And you know what? The winner, the winner should be $500.
Right. Like during the day, we can make that announcement, Keith, that finally the wrestling fans at WrestleMania can come in and watch you guys go live on that big stage. I don't know if I could give Joey some pyros around that time, but
what?
Well, we just want
I can't get no pyro.
We just want us a few drinks and some vouchers.
There it is. That's good enough. That's good.
It's just we don't eat that much. We're both on a diet, so we don't eat that much.
That's right.
We'll probably we can share a tuna sandwich if that's in the budget.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Two tuna sandwiches.
Yes, sir. So where can the fans go, Reno, to get tickets for the Knox Pro event?
Well, you can check out all our social media handles over here on Knox Pro. The link is in the bio. Our website, www.knoxpro.com. You can check us out on Facebook. Circa just released today, and also, where is that? The Downtown Las Vegas Event Center just put us on their website. I don't know what these guys did, dudes. They went over there and say Rikishi and Reno on Hawaii, and then they went ahead and pulled out an old picture of me and you in the ring.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but at least they're looking out for us or looking for us and putting us up on their website. So we just went live to the website. Starting also tomorrow, every television in the Circa, including their other hotel, every time you click that remote, wrestling fans, you're going to see us right there. They're advertising on every single television there. They own about 90% of all the televisions in that downtown. What is that tunnel where they have the thing? Where there's LED screens.
Oh, that's Fremont Street. Fremont Street.
Oh, the Fremont Street. So they own 90%. So you're going to be looking. You're going to see all our videos there, all the cards. Today, they requested us to send them the cards because they want to start advertising. And the most important thing that they're so excited about is the Wow Samoan Cup. They were like, wow, this is so Vegas to have these tournaments. Sometimes, so they want to have the tournament. So we'll be pushing out our tournament tomorrow. We have over 15 tag teams. It's going to be like a 3-hour turmoil for the Wild Samoan Cup that was won by WWE ID wrestlers called Swipe Right. So it's going to be interesting. There are going to be a lot of family members that are in this bloodline that are trying to, wrestle for it. We also have some Alpha, the Wild Samoans, old students that are flying all the way from the East Coast, like Gene Snitsky. We're also going to make another announcement tomorrow of another wrestler, a former WWE, AEW wrestler that will be announced tomorrow. So, we're doing big things. Wow. We're just making some calls. There's going to be more people doing autograph signing. Just got off the phone with some of those people at LAX that contacted us that wanted to bring some of their talent. So we're ready to go, yo.
You know what's just a beautiful thing, talked about, we've seen some of the footage in the Pomona where we had
Right.
the Watson One Cup, and it was like a WWE ID deal where we had Gabe come through some of the officials from WWE, and
Right.
Joey, the thing that I want to say, and it's
Yes, sir.
something that we've, me and Reno, we've talked about this for a long time, but just timing of everything. We've always wanted to bring together like opportunity a lot of the companies that are in the area,
Yeah.
rather than everybody going against
Mhm.
each other. And we all don't make enough. The independents don't make enough money for anybody to own anybody. And it took this thing here when we booked the show, and Reno and the team that ran the Pomona deal out there. Big shout out to Pomona Fairfax Complex. When they ran that deal, man, for me personally, I wasn't even there, but I got so much thank you from a lot of independent kids that were invited to this show. Some wasn't even on the card, but because they know that Knox Pro Entertainment is affiliated and with part of being developmental for WWID, well, now the West Coast, SoCal, NorCal, all the way to Vegas, how far you can drive to get here. These are it makes me happy that we're the eyes now to be able to, be seen up underneath this Knox Pro WWE ID. A lot of the schools, they're not underneath that, but we are. And so for us to be able to bring all the different federations together to be able to showcase their talent, I think is a beautiful thing. And I'm very, very proud to be a part of the Knox Pro Entertainment and the Academy to be able to give, what is that we always call here, access, opportunity, and
And
exposure.
Let's
You know what I
go.
mean? So all
That's
the
right.
independent wrestlers that are out there, by all means, man, we're coming up to Las Vegas, the biggest week of professional
Mhm.
wrestling, WrestleMania weekend. And if you go on the site, I've seen on there, it's like we are doing like the WWE ID type of deal over there. We kind of look at talent. We'll be, just scouting a few and, give you our take of what we see, what you
Right.
need to work on. So by all means, if you're an independent wrestler and you are in the area just coming for WrestleMania, make sure you come by and sign up for the WWE ID. So you might as well kill two birds at one time, so you can have a chance for us to take a look at you. So yeah,
Right.
But yeah, okay. So Las Vegas, man, get
Oh
ready.
yeah.
Get ready, Las Vegas.
It's
excited.
Viva Las Vegas.
I'm
And on
excited.
top of that, I know there's just so much information to put out. And I think it's important, like Kishi said, we did book a lot of different talent in the West Coast, so we can kind of look at it, and we're able to get, representatives from the WWID coming like Gabe, and just coming over here, seeing our production and seeing the vibe. I think the most important thing that he got to see, including a lot of other promoters and owners of wrestling schools, that noticed that, wow, the vibe over here is good. The culture is good. And that's what we pride ourselves in, So we're always trying to keep things tight. And like Kishi said, we have an opportunity to do that there. There's 1,000 wrestlers. Some of the wrestlers, our bookers, already booked. So that's a good opportunity. So we'll have a link up there. If you're interested, you could hit us up or hit online and sign up for it. And then we'll go from there. If we don't have enough time, we'll probably add another day depending on what we get.
All
But
right.
also, most important, on our ticket spice, you can find all our tickets. Our sales is like $20. It's cheap. $20 so you could come in for 5 hours of wrestling and memorabilia signing and all of that.
All right. Well, there you have it, fans. Make sure you push up. Go to the Knox Pro site, KNOKXPRO.com, for all your information, what is going down. I got to say, it's the biggest show Knox Pro Entertainment put on going into Las Vegas. And that really that takes some nuts.
I'm super excited.
That takes some nuts, but we also believe in the product.
Absolutely.
To be able to come in, we're not going head up against, WrestleMania. We ain't going head up. We just doing us.
Absolutely.
We want to bring through years of experience, we want to bring the fans something different. You got late night concerts going on. You know what I mean? You got all kind of like stand up comedian one night stands going on. But in this case, we got like 3 days from the morning all the way to I believe it's 1 in the morning. So there's always gonna be something to do over there.
Wow.
And guess what? Nah, I ain't knocking nobody in. It ain't that. It's not gonna break your pocket. Got food trucks over there, VIP places, tables for a lot of the talent. So make sure you reach out. You can still come have a great time in Vegas, but also, get that bag.
Tickets are only $20.
That's it. So it's knokxpro.com. Make sure you guys, hit that link. Go where the tickets are at. There's a link on there. Purchase your tickets now. It is so cheap to purchase it now rather than you guys wait to get to the door. Then it's probably going to be double. I don't know. Or you might not be able to get in because it's going to be sold out.
Capacity.
It's going to be sold out.
Yep.
I guarantee it's going to be sold out. So,
yeah.
But I'm looking forward to a lot of the fans out there. I want to thank Uz Reno, for kind of spearheading all this stuff, man. He's been working hard 4 months, I believe, 4 or 5 months.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, but we this is our first time, coming to a WrestleMania vibe on the weekend, Knox Pro Entertainment. I do a lot of the WrestleCons. I do a lot of the WrestleManias. And so us coming, up there, it's going to be different because I'm giving my points of what I see can make us different, what the fans are wanting to experience.
Yes, sir.
Because after a while, the same companies that go every WrestleMania weekend is pretty much the same thing you get.
Mm-hmm.
But how about, this family, we're in entertainment. We're in putting together luau's. We're in together we got those in the concert that are musicians. We got a lot of wrestlers. Now we have time we can open up for WWE ID for all the independent workers. And we got room to be able to have those wrestlers and superstars come to our event and have tables to be able push their brand. So it's like an all-day event. You know what I mean? And you just pick and choose like which block there that's available for their scheduling. Because I know my scheduling is going to be different. So I would need to put, okay, I'll be available from 2 to 4. This is maybe after WrestleCon. I come to, to Knox Pro. Now I'm available to fans to be able, to put myself in that block. So by all means, all the wrestlers out there, all the talent, all the fans.
Yep, fans.
Make sure if you ain't got a damn place to go to.
Tap in.
You know what I mean? If you just your pocketbook just ain't right, that you just can't afford to go there. I ain't saying no names, but you know where to come from. We the people's event.
That's right.
All right, we the people's event.
And you just don't know who's going to show
Yeah,
up.
we
which is
take
awesome.
everything.
Yes, sir.
Credit card, cash, Venmo,
Cash App,
Cash App,
PayPal.
you name it, but no EBTs, no EBTs,
No EBTs.
no EBTs.
Half my people can't come.
No food stamps,
Damn
no food
it,
stamps.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Big Kish, we're gonna wrap this episode up with I gotta get your thoughts on what happened to your boy Jimmy tonight in London. Gunther choked him out in front of Jay, tied Jay up to the ropes.
Okay.
I feel like I know Jay was in it to win it from the beginning. He's had that motivation and that focus, but if for any reason, man, he's gonna win WrestleMania, he was just given a reason tonight. I wanted to get your thoughts on what happened tonight in London. Gunther choking out Jimmy and leaving him a bloody heap in front of his brother. Main event, Jey Uso.
Well, you know what? If that don't spark up
Right?
some type of fire up beneath this match here, because if it wasn't personal, it's damn sure personal now.
Right.
Anytime you leak blood from another man's body, and it has to be personal. And so, I look forward to even more watching this match now, because it's not all about now winning the belt. That's great, but that's not first priority now. If you ask me, and I was in Jay's position, I'm coming with vengeance, Zeus. I'm bringing everything but the kitchen sink. Like, I'm going to really let you know now, Gunther, that this who's here, I was Samoan before I was a professional wrestler. You want to draw blood? You want to draw first blood? Well, let's do this. We can ramble this all night. Jay's coming back for revenge, obviously. I see that. But let's not count out Big Jim. Will he be in the house of WrestleMania? Will he be in the building? Maybe. Or maybe he might just be in the parking lot after the show. Or maybe we'll find Gunther somehow. Win or lose. But this here, after watching Monday and seeing my son's blood, just all over the screen, and seeing Jay being tied up and being helpless to be even get away to help his brother. Get ready. Get ready let's not overlook this match here. There's a lot of things going on. Roman, Seth, CM Punk, John Cena, Cody Rhodes. There's a lot going on, right? So let's not forget that. I said last week that I felt like the match to watch and the match that was going to steal WrestleMania would be Roman, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins. But now, that's what I said last week. I'm not so sure of that now. Because now it's really, really personal. It's not about a belt now. Belt's just a trophy. But the revenge is the payback. And that's my take on it.
Big Kish, final question. That you mentioned Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Who has the most to gain and who has the most to lose in that match?
Well, to be the top D guy who has a lot to lose would be Roman. Who has the gain? I'd have to say CM Punk. This is CM Punk's first on the record books going as a main eventer into WrestleMania. And to be able to have that underneath his belt, to be able to be the first time he ever has, and also become victorious, beating the GOATs such as Roman Reigns and the icon superstar himself, Seth Rollins. I think it's a big gain for CM Punk. But for the guy that's probably going to take it even harder, if in case the tides turn to where it wasn't a good night for Roman, just that one match, I feel that it could hurt him. So, let's hope for the best, or all three of them. It's very hard for me to, I do, look at my blood and my family, but then there's another part of me that looks as far as what makes sense for business. You got a young stallion in there, man, that fucking can keep going from Seth Rollins. He's got mileage on him that, that horse can keep running.
Yes, sir.
And you got Roman, who's the box office draw. So no matter mileage or no mileage, this guy's face and his likenesses alone draw. Then you got the story that has to have an ending. A lovable guy like CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
The wrestling universe, the boys, the offices, some might agree with him, some might not. But I damn sure respect the guy for standing up for what he believes in, for knowing his worth, to be able to speak up, well, with no hesitation. And to be able to have him main event and finish the story, is a beautiful thing for CM Punk.
Final question, Big Kish. Do you trust Paul Heyman? We talked about this. You said he's not stupid enough to betray the family, but Roman Reigns asked CM Punk to acknowledge him. Paul Heyman uttered, "Don't do it." What was that about?
Man, your guess is as good as mine's. I got to keep watching Paul. I know for sure that during the time before CM Punk came through, Paul's a trustworthy guy with the bloodline. It's always been there for years through the family for many years, past, present, and the future still. But this business can do funny things to people. At every business, there's a goat that has to be, laid to rest or needs a break. And as a smart businessman like Paul Heyman, he's not ready to rest. Paul's going to go wherever he sees fit, that knows that's going to be good for business, but most of all, good for Paul Heyman. So it remains to be seen. We're 3 weeks away. I don't know, maybe things unfold a week before WrestleMania, or we might see something that happens during the time of that match of WrestleMania. So until that time comes when I see what unfolds, I'll probably have my honest opinion of what I feel about Paul Heyman when that time comes.
Got any final words, Big Kish?
Hey, make sure to always lock in. Make sure you're free to be kind to one another. And always smarten up. I'll see y'all at Mania. We out.